Frodo looked up at the elf standing tall above him, as he gazed into the night, seeking a mark to shoot at. His head was dark, crowned with sharp white stars that glittered in the black pools of the sky behind. But now rising and sailing up from the south, the great clouds advanced, sending out dark outriders into the starry fields. A sudden dread fell on the company. "Elbereth Gilthoniel," sighed Legolas, as he looked up. Even as he did so, a dark shape, like a cloud, and yet not a cloud, for it moved far more swiftly, came out of the blackness in the south and sped towards the company. Welcome to Tales of Arda, where we discuss and explore Middle-earth. Following on from last week's video, all about Gimli, is today's video detailing the life of Prince Legolas Greenleaf, the Prince of the Woodland realm. Legolas was born sometime in the early Third Age or late Second Age. His whole early life is unknown, and we can only speculate that he grew up a well-respected elf, for his father was Thranduil, a Sindar king of the elves of Mirkwood. Legolas's mother is unnamed, and was most likely a Nandor elf. The Nandor, or the Sylvan Elves, as they were also known, were the main elven species that lived in Mirkwood. In the weeks and months before the War of the Ring, a ranger of the Dunedain, Aragorn, the future king of Arnor and Gondor, would bring Gollum to the elves of Mirkwood to be held prisoner. Unfortunately, a coordinated attack by the orcs led to the escape of Gollum from the custody of the elves. With this news, Thranduil sent his son and most trusted messenger to Rivendell. Legolas was present at the Council of Elrond, and passed on the news of Gollum's escape. And then, when the Council of Elrond concluded in the forming of the Fellowship of the Ring, Legolas became its only elven member. Not long after Legolas set out with the rest of the Fellowship, Legolas's elven skills aided the Fellowship greatly, as he had keen eyes and sharp ears. When the Fellowship came to Hollin, Legolas told of the elves that once lived in Aragion, which was now known as Hollin. At the mountain of Caradhras, Legolas's elven ability allowed him to walk on snow, while the others trudged half-buried through the snow. And so, with his walking on snow abilities, Legolas scouted ahead and behind the Fellowship. He brought news to Gandalf that it was Saruman that was causing the snowstorm. With this news, the Fellowship finally abandoned Caradhras and decided to instead take the treacherous paths of Moria. But Legolas originally wished not to go to Moria. Unfortunately, he was outvoted. When the Watcher in the Water attacked the Fellowship just before they entered Moria, Legolas bravely shot it down. When the Fellowship entered the dark pits of Moria, it is said that even the eyes of Legolas could not see through the shadows of Moria. At the Battle of the Chamber of Mazabul, he slew a few orcs before the Fellowship fled towards the east door. But when Durin's Bane and the Balrog appeared, Legolas was first to recognize it as a Balrog. This is also one of the few times he is truly frightened, for he remembered what these creatures and their master Morgoth had done to his father and the fathers of his kin in the Eldar days. After the fall of Gandalf, Aragorn led the Fellowship eastwards to the borders of the forest of Lothlorien. As the Fellowship came to the river Nimerdel, they rested there, and there Legolas recalled the song of Nimerdel. The Galadrim had heard Legolas singing and knew him for one of their northern kindred. They had heard tidings from the sons of Elrond, and readily accepted all of them, save Gimli. When the Galadrim requested that Gimli be blindfolded, the dwarf stated that he would do so if only Legolas would be blindfolded too. Legolas, though very reluctantly, finally agreed. But when the Fellowship came to Caras Galadon, Legolas and Gimli became fast friends, as we covered in the Gimli video. From the Lady Galadriel he received an elven cloak and a brooch, a bow and a quiver. such as the Guthrum used. When the fellowship sailed down the Anduin, Legolas would accomplish one of his greatest deeds, as he shot down a fell beast, saying Elbow of Gilmli under his breath. When the company was ambushed on Amon Hen, Legolas shot many orcs until his arrows ran out, and then he used his knife. When Boromir died, he and Aragorn sang a lament for him. And then when Aragorn, Gimli, and Legolas formed the three hunters in an attempt to track Merry and Pippin down, Legolas's elven skills aided them greatly, as together with Aragorn's fantastic tracking skills and Legolas's keen eyes, the three hunters kept a constant pursuit of the Uruk-hai. When coming across the Rohirrim, Legolas defended his dolphin friend from the death threats of Éomer. But when Aragorn stopped the unnecessary argument, Éomer gave the hunters 3 horses, and Legolas received the horse Arod, which he rode together with Gimli. When the 3 hunters came to the eaves of Fangorn Forest, where the Uruk-hai had been waylaid by the Rohirrim, they searched for Merry and Pippin, but failed to find them. Upon entering Fangorn, Legolas says that he almost feels young again beside those trees, but as an old figure approached, the man, the elf and the dwarf all believed him so to be Saruman. Luckily, this was Gandalf the White, and part of the fellowship was reunited. Gandalf and the 3 hunters came to Meduseld, where Legolas was least reluctant to give up his weapons. After Theoden's healing and the journey of the Rohirrim to Helm's Deep in order to prepare for war, and when the night came, Legolas and Gimli stood side by side as the thousands of Uruk-hai advanced. As the enemy advanced, Legolas took down many foes with his archery skills. Over the course of the battle, Legolas took down as many as 41 orcs, being one behind his friend Gimli, who slew 42. Legolas promised Gimli that he would go to the glittering caves of Argorond after the war, but only if Gimli would accompany him on return to Fangorn Forest. When Aragorn and the Grey Company went to the Path of the Dead, Legolas and Gimli accompanied them. Upon reaching the sea at Pelargir, Legolas was filled with a longing to the sea. With the dead men of Dunharrow defeated, the corsairs of Umbar, Aragorn, the Grey Company, Legolas and Gimli came up the Anduin to help in the Battle of the Pelennor Fields. Legolas rode for the last time into battle beside his friends in the Battle of the Morannon. He witnessed the fall of the Dark Tower, and after the battle attended the ceremonies of the Fields of Cormoran. After the coronation of Aragorn, Legolas went with Gimli to Argorond. After that, he and Gimli returned to Fangorn Forest. In the Fourth Age, Legolas brought elves to dwell in Ithilien, and make that land fair again. Sometime later, he would answer the call of the sea, and together with Gimli would sail to the Undying Lands. And that is the story of Legolas, whose name in Sindarin means Greenleaf. We hope you enjoyed this video, and please like and subscribe.